What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So today's video is going to be top 5 tips on how to get promoted as a football referee. So there is obviously the promotion scheme in refereeing where you can go from level 9 when you start the course all the way to level 1 elite referee in the Premier League, FIFA and all of that. Here are 5 ways to enable and ensure you get promoted. This is mainly between levels 7 and 5 to get from 7 to 5. If you're already past 5, I don't really need tips. You're doing quite well. But anyway, let's get into the video and see what I've got down. Organization is a massive reason for people not getting promoted. They haven't sorted out their games. They haven't got their games in a list, on a spreadsheet, so they don't know how many games they've done, how many games they need to do, how many assessments they've had. You need to keep everything tidy, you know where everything is, how much you've done, what you need to do, keep it all there. Anyway, first bullet point is reply to emails and keep leagues happy. If you keep leagues happy, they will give you more games. If you ask for loads of middles from leagues, they will give you middles. But if you're pissing them off and not turning up every week or not giving them a lot of dates, why should they give you middles when other people are trying hard? Reply to emails is a big one. If you're not replying to emails, other people will get games. Other people, it's just a bit disorganized. Someone might turn up and the game's off, or it's just not always clear. You just got to reply to emails. It makes things a lot easier. Always remember to send your games into your county, so they know that your game is in for promotion and they can get an assessor. If you don't send your games into the county, it does not count as a game towards promotion. So make sure you send every game that you've been received into the county. And if you don't send a game in, you won't get an assessor either. You need 3 or 4 assessments throughout the year. So send them in, get your assessments, and keep your own record of games so that you know if you've completed enough games. Another big one, you don't want to be stuck thinking, oh, how many games have I done? Trying to find out, like the last week of February, the end of promotion season, you've got to know how many you've had, how many you've got left, and plan it and time it so you definitely get the games in. Always turn up on time as well. Don't be late for a game. I was actually late this weekend for a game, 20 minutes late after kickoff, which was terrible. I couldn't find the game, to be fair, and no one was answering the phone. But the players, they take the piss out of that. They're like, oh, ref, you've turned out 20 minutes late. You've just got this decision wrong. It ruins your credibility a little bit. It doesn't help at all, and it just looks bad. Look presentable to keep your image. If it's a supply league and you need to wear a suit, make sure you wear a suit. Make sure you look clean and the suit fits and all of that. Just make sure you look the part as a team, as a referee, so that no one can say anything like, you look like shit, your referee like shit, you are shit. Just don't allow players to have something above you that they can say. Moving on to assessors. Assessors are there to help you. They're not there to ruin your season, to ruin everything, to make sure you don't get promoted. They're there to help you improve and to get promoted. They're not, to always be polite to an assessor. Go over, say hi, shake their hand, talk about them, talk about the game. Do not lie to an assessor or tell them something which didn't happen. So many people, I've talked to so many assessors, are like, why did you give that decision? And then they chat absolute rubbish and say that the player was, they just make stuff up, and the assessors hate that. They will give you a better mark if you tell them the truth and what you saw and what you think than if you tell them a lie and something that didn't happen. Know what your assessor likes. Remember notes from last time they assessed you, or ask other people if they've been assessed by them and what they like. For example, like get wider on the pitch, louder whistle, sort of positioning. Just know what that assessor likes and try and implement it in your game. Next, do not change how you referee the game. Referee as you always do, except if they gave you a tip or thing to change last time that you met. So don't try and do loads of things differently, because you'll just get your head muddled up and you'll forget loads of things. You won't be concentrated and you'll get things wrong. Just do your game. If you think, oh, I'm not getting wide enough, then maybe you can get wide enough. But yeah, just don't try and change completely. Just referee your game, and if you're good enough, you'll get a good grade, get a good mark, get a good assessment. And lastly, always give correct decisions or use the correct penalty to players. I.e., if a player should be given a red card, but players on both sides say they don't want it given, the spirit of play, it's all right, ref, don't give it. When you're being assessed, you have to give that card. I was, again, this weekend, I had quite a bad game this weekend, didn't I? But it was a league game. One team was dominating, really, a lot. It was like 2-0. On the corner comes in, header, and the player on the goal line stopped it from going in the back of the net with his hand. And that's a clear red card. But players from both sides were like, ref, come on. We don't want it given. It's already a trouncing. We know who's going to win the game. Please, we don't want the red card. So I didn't give it. And you might think, yeah, that's all right. You didn't give it. You know what? Get on with it. But no, some guy came up to me at half time and he said, you do know if that player scores an equaliser or scores a winner or scores a goal to help them get back into it, then it's your fault and you've messed up the game and they'll be annoyed. And if you're being assessed, you'll get completely marked down. I mean, you'd just be failed straight away. But always give the correct decision. Always use the correct penalty player. Penalise it correctly. Next, know the rules. Know the rules off by heart. Know the rule book. If you have to give a decision, know how to restart play or anything like that. Just make sure you know the rules off by heart. If you get anything wrong in law, promotion is over. If you get something wrong in law, you're very bad. Like giving an indirect free kick when it's a direct free kick or something like that. If you get that wrong in law, then promotion's over. If you give a penalty, then it's a encroachment, and you give an indirect free kick instead of a retake or a free kick. It's just not going to help, and they'd rather you get something wrong in like positioning, your movement, your fitness, than getting something wrong in law. That will absolutely kill you. And be able to quote law if they ask a question about an incident. Be able to say exactly what it says in the rule book and why you gave that decision, so they can't tell you that you're wrong. Moving on to the promotion form. What is on it? You need to know what is on the promotion form. So the six areas that they look at is positioning and movement, application of law, match control, fitness, management, and alertness and awareness. So make sure your positioning is correct. You know the diagonal. Make sure you're running diagonal, keeping quite close to play. Make sure you're doing that diagonal. That will get you a good mark. Application of law, knowing your rules, giving the correct decisions and restarts of play and stuff like that. Match control, making sure that you're in control of the game, keeping the players calm, and just controlling the match, enforcing the laws. Fitness, making sure you can sprint up and down that pitch for 90 minutes. So getting good shape, getting good fitness, and make sure you can move up and down that pitch. And you make sure if there's a break over the top, you can get into that box and see that penalty instant. Management, it's the same as match control, really. Just managing the game, keeping it a nice calmness. Obviously, there's going to be people shouting, but keeping it relatively calm. And alertness and awareness, always being able to see if there's a late challenge, you've seen it. Being aware of anything going on, either the pitch, there's a fight in the goal area, making sure you're aware. And just sort of knowing that. And also on the promotion form is what score you got, what you got in your assessment. So there's well below standard, standard expected, above standard, and well above standard. You only need, I think you get 3 assessments. If you get an average of standard expected, so if you get a below, above, and a standard, then you're good for promotion. If you get 2 belows though and a standard, it's not good enough. Just make sure every assessment you're getting around standard, above standard, well above standard, and you will be fine. If you get 1 below standard though, it's not going to kill you. Just make sure you stay around that standard mark though. And lastly, what you need to do as a referee to make sure that you get promoted. Firstly, be strong and confident. Know what decision you've given, give it, and get on with it. Don't let players come to you, make you question what you've given. Give it, be confident, tell them why you've given it, and get on with it. Don't let the assessor get to you in your head. Just referee normally. Don't try and change anything. We've done that earlier, but just don't try and change anything. Just referee how you are, and just try not to think the assessor's there. If you get a bad assessment, don't worry. try again in the next one, try harder, try and get a better mark, try and get a well above standard, and to always try and get one above what you got last time, and use the points that they give you in what to improve to try and improve that next time. And also, if you don't get promoted the first time, don't get discouraged. Try again next year. Improve on everything you've been told to improve, and get on with it. Always give the correct decision in law. Again, we've said that earlier, but make sure you know the laws of the game and make sure you're giving the correct decision and not just going on other people and what they want. They will not mark down for small incidents that you got wrong. Unless you are persistently wrong, getting loads of decisions wrong, if you give a free kick in the middle of the park, middle of the pitch, all right, for just a little trip, and it's wrong, they're not going to mark you down for that. Unless you're consistently doing it wrong, they're not going to mark you down for it. The only reason you get marked down and get a bad mark is if you've missed a key match decision, like a penalty, a red card, something like that. If you didn't give a yellow card, that's the things they'll mark you down on, not for small free kicks in not dangerous areas of the pitch. And if you can give a reasonable explanation to why you didn't give a decision, they will go with you. If they think if they saw the incident and thought penalty, they're not going to mark you down just because they thought penalty. They will ask you why you gave a penalty, and why you didn't give a penalty. And if you're correct in law and you tell them what you saw and why you don't think it's a penalty, then they cannot mark you down because it's all on your opinion, what you saw, your angle, your view. But anyway, guys, that is the end of the video on 5 tips to get promoted as a football referee. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.